Take a look at those typical preventive maintenance tasks. Check motor, lube motor. This is something that we see often at our customer sites where the PMs are highly subjective, not well defined, not based on failure mode. And honestly, if you're sending people out with those PMs, you're probably not even finding failures, so you're not cutting your downtime. So let's optimize them. So how do we perform PM optimization? First thing first, we're going to take our assets and break it down into multiple components, like a motor, for instance. We're going to take that maintainable components and define all its potential sign of failures, and we'll refer to those as failure modes. Could be lack of grease, excessive vibration, high temperatures, loose bolts, just to name a few. And then the name of the game is to create tasks that are going to cover those failure modes. Those tasks can be condition-based monitoring tasks because they're performed on the run and they allow for early potential sign of failure detection, like vibration analysis, or analysis, thermography. And if we cannot introduce condition-based monitoring tasks to cover those failure modes, we will prioritize highly objective tasks. So visual inspections with specific measurements to look for and specific failure modes to look for. Going back to our simple example here, we now went from 2 highly subjective tasks to 4 tasks with some condition-based monitoring tasks and some highly objective tasks. Simply looking at the lubrication task, we went from a lube motor to a lubricate with the ultrasonic device. We now have a grease quantity, of a specific frequency, and a specific type of grease. So now it's really well defined, it's highly objective, and you can expect to find failure modes to eventually help you cut your downtime. So let's look at a case study that we did with one of our customers where we perform a PM optimization program. Simply looking at the numbers here, if I'm looking at the numbers of tasks before and after, we're roughly at the same number, roughly around 1,400 tasks. So the idea here is not to reduce the numbers of tasks, but to do things differently. We went from highly subjective tasks and replaced them with condition-based monitoring tasks and highly objective tasks. So if I'm looking at the results here, after doing the project, we saw a reduction in manpower required by 50% and also a reduction in planned downtime by 61% simply by converting highly subjective tasks to more objective tasks and the introduction of condition-based monitoring. So those results are solely based on introduction of the new program, but also all those new tasks will be based on failure mode finding, which ultimately will lead to less unexpected breakdown. If you have any questions, feel free to contact us and we can have a deeper dive on PM optimization.